Welcome back to Whose Show Is It Anyway with your host, Adrianna and Liv. We are coming at you from our new studios. Much cooler.
They're actually across the country, so
yeah. We'll be Zooming, having fun, still being the greatest show on WICR.
Naturally.
Naturally.
And since our last show where we talked about Corona, we are now home quarantined because of Corona.
Yeah, last time we spoke about this on our show, we didn't know this
was not that serious.
No, it wasn't that serious. That's crazy. And it's been like, what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm back home in Oregon. You're back in Staten Island.
Both out of New Rochelle.
Yeah. I never thought I would miss New Rochelle so much.
So much.
I would do anything to go back to a nice, healthy, clean New Row.
That's exactly what we think of when we think of New Row.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the only thing anyone ever calls it is like dirty New Row.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what? We all took it for granted.
100%.
We really did.
You don't realize how much you love it until you can't
go there.
Back.
Yeah. My friend called me and she went back to her house. She had to go and get things and she's like, I cried when I walked in the house. I cried when I was walking out of the house. I took the trash out. I was crying. She's like, now I'm leaving and crying. I just love it. And I'm like, oh, man, you know what? It's, the bright side of it all is we had such a good school that we're sad to miss it. And that's the bright side. I will
We're definitely lucky to have actually to enjoy Iona so much that we are sad to not be there.
Rush Iona, rush Gale Guides.
Rush Gale Guides.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually running for a position for Gale Guides. I have my interview tomorrow.
One.
Dom's position.
Exciting.
Stealing the teacher's job.
Yep, educate the youth of the Gale Guide program.
I actually hyped them up too in my application. I was like, when I went through the program, I got all the information, blah blah blah, that I needed to give a great tour, and I want to be able to give that for other people. But I'm actually so excited because I literally love the Office of Admissions. Creepy love them.
I do too.
They're just so nice. They just care about you. Benny! I love him so much.
I just love all of them. The only thing, I'll miss a lot of things from those meetings, but the most important thing I'll miss from those meetings is just being so obnoxious and yelling for no reason and just being like, woo, Gale Guides, yeah!
I told you before, but I really stand by. I cannot believe that every meeting you do it and no one has said anything.
Complained. Unless they complain and I just don't know. I would complain.
Well, that means that if they complain, Ray doesn't care either because someone would tell you.
Yeah. Well, and then fun fact, because of that, I had the Iona College Snapchat takeover. And that was my infamous video of when I went to the new building when they were still building the business school, and I asked the men that were working with the hard hats if I could borrow a hard hat for the video. And so he gave me this hat, he told me how to put it on, and I took a video, and it's just really funny video. I can add it in here, and it's just a funny video of me with the hard hat on. And then my friend Bradley texted me and he goes, you know, you have the hat on backwards, right? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's on backwards. And I was like, this is how the man told me to put it on. And he's like, well, he played you.
It's literally backwards.
Backwards. How embarrassing is that? Oh my gosh, I was traumatized. But so many people thought it was so funny. The school loved it. I peaked right then.
That was your claim to fame.
Yeah.
That's when you really became famous. So today's my 21st birthday.
Woo! Yeah, Liv.
Woo! But my mom took it upon herself to post pictures from literally every stage of my life.
It was incredible.
I feel like we can also add some of them here, but one of them is me dressed like Jesus. I actually do still have the costume. I just found it the other day, so.
I almost posted the one of you in the koala costume, and I kind of regret it now, but it was so funny.
I have so many pictures of me in the koala costume, too, because in high school, I loved it. Like, I used to, my gym teacher, so I went to a really small school, so, like, everything we did was kind of just, like, not weird, but, like, I guess if you didn't go to a small school, you'd be like, what?
Weird. Yeah.
We used to take
Yeah, mine
the
too.
koala costume wherever we went. My gym teacher used to drive me to games with a koala in, like, a body bag. The
Yep.
koala costume comes in, like, a body bag, and me and my gym teacher would, like, drive to games, and I would put the costume on
That's incredible.
for our games.
That's school spirit.
I
Do the Killian at Iona.
You don't think I haven't thought about it.
It's really smelly though.
One time when I was in high school, we were switching the costume, like, between a couple of us because it was just too hot for us to stay in it, and all of us literally took off all of our uniform and just went in the costume. We were like, whatever, it doesn't matter, we're only gonna be in it for 10 minutes because it was so hot that we just could not wear our uniforms under.
Oh,
I also had the ugliest uniform, but that's beside the point.
no, I kind of always wish I had a uniform in high school because we had a dress code, and I feel like it would have been easier if we had a uniform. Because
Let
we
me see if I
would
can
still
find
get,
a
like,
picture.
violations for like everything we wore. So like, just put us in a uniform. It would have been so much easier.
Yeah, except we had violations for our uniforms every year. This was my senior uniform.
Oh, that's good.
So that was, like, the best of the
Sweater?
uniforms
Ooh.
because we got our senior sweater. But before you get your senior sweater, you have a blazer with shoulder pads.
Oh,
That's the same color as your skirt. And you have to leave the shoulder pads in or you will get detention every time you wear it.
wow, interesting.
If you were cold in school, you were not allowed to wear anything other than your blazer. So you bet all of us sat there shivering before anyone would put their blazer on.
That's crazy.
You had to wear it to mass or detention. We just got in trouble for everything. But I loved my high school, and I would go back in a second.
Yeah, I would redo it over a million times. High school and
I
college.
don't know if I would redo it, but I feel like my senior year was awful and the best ever. Like, my college advisor was so mean to me my senior year that she made me cry, like, multiple times. I led a religious retreat in high school, actually, as if people at Iona don't know. I led Kairos when I was in high school, and our college advisor was one of our moderators, and she yelled at me so much that I cried. Like, I don't really cry. Well, now I do, but, like, I didn't in high school. And my mom almost took me off the retreat, and I was the director of all of the leaders, and she was like, yeah, no, like,
no, you're not doing it.
sorry, bud.
Wow.
But I went.
Good for you.
She was just awful to me.
So, enlighten us. What is it like to celebrate your 21st birthday in quarantine?
Well, this has definitely been an interesting birthday. Ironically, it hasn't been my worst birthday.
Good. That's good.
So,
yeah.
it definitely isn't how I would have chosen to spend it.
Next year.
But it wasn't my worst birthday. So,
yeah.
My cousins came and they stood 6 feet apart from us, and I got the bottle of champagne and I lined up their cups and I poured it in and I stepped back and they, like, came and took their cups so that we stayed 6 feet apart.
Way. I love that. Hey, following the rules.
You know, we sang happy birthday over Zoom.
I was that. I loved that. That was the cutest thing ever.
Right? My mom thought of that.
I love that. I'm just going to Zoom everything now for the rest of my life. Like, even if I don't need to Zoom, I'm going to Zoom.
I feel like I ended up, one of my friends the other day was like, does anyone want to Zoom? So I assumed that I would not be the only one. Because really, if you're, like, the only one on the Zoom, you could also just FaceTime.
Yeah.
But we stayed on Zoom the entire conversation just because.
I love that. Well, you were saying earlier how you can do Zoom and, like, share your screen and watch movies, and that's so cool. I love that, and I'm gonna steal that from you because there's so many people I want to watch things with. But
I just feel like sometimes Netflix Party doesn't cut it. Netflix doesn't have enough.
What if something crazy happens and I'm just gonna sit there and, like, type, like, oh my gosh, did you see that? When I can just be like, oh my gosh, Liv, did you see that? And, like,
see that? Yeah.
And that's more of what I would do, I feel like. And that way it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be Netflix. It could be anything. It could be like YouTube videos. It could be
And
a
it doesn't have to
PowerPoint
be
presentation
FaceTime where you're
for
like
class.
hearing multiple things. Like you could just actually, I found out too, like if you share your screen and do a movie, you can mute yourself and still have the computer sound playing.
Oh.
Hack for when you're eating and watching a movie with someone, because I hate when people can hear me chew. So
Oh, that's good.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Zoom is they're like winning this. There's no one's really winning COVID-19 except for Zoom.
Zoom, literally just Zoom.
Like I've never heard of them. I'm sure they were a great company before, and I'm sure they had like people doing things, whatever. But I've never heard of them until everyone went online, and like all colleges, a lot of like offices working, like everyone's using Zoom. Good
It's
for them.
just so easy. I want to learn. Nope. It just, for some
Just your bed frame.
they're so scary.
Oh, that is scary. I don't know how Zoom works.
I don't know how they
Figure
work.
Figure it out.
Sometimes they're so fun. I did it on my phone once and I was fooled because I thought it would be just as easy to do on my computer.
And it's not.
It's not.
It's tricky. I was trying to present my presentation in class yesterday. Couldn't figure out how to turn Zoom to share my screen. I was clicking share screen. It wasn't working. I finally got it, and like, no worries. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
I feel like Zoom is so much fun. Like I have to present a project and I don't even have to present it to my class. He just wants a video of us like presenting. I feel like I'm still just gonna do it on Zoom.
Oh gosh, you can do it on Zoom and record it.
Exactly. And then like my face will be there for me speaking, my PowerPoint could be there.
I'm in a
healthcare,
like a communications and healthcare class, and we had to like create our ideal patient center. And my good friend Katie Murphy, who I call Douglas, light of my life, when she made hers, she did it like created it in Sims and like sent me the video, and she recorded it on Zoom. So like her little pictures at the top of the square, and she's like, I look like a little gamer, and it's so cute. She does
look like a little gamer.
She's like talking about her little Sims house. It's incredible.
I love Katie Murphy.
Me too. Rush.
I feel like all of a sudden everyone just is like obsessed with her, and like I feel like I hear her name all the time. It's so funny. I love her.
So did you use your ID for the first time?
I did actually. So I woke up and there was no alcohol in my house.
We love that for 21st
at all. I was like, I want a mimosa for my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
In my mom's defense, though, I did not want to celebrate my birthday, so I was like, don't get me champagne because I don't want to. I was like, how sad is that, me popping champagne by myself, which I did have to do anyway, and it was just as sad to watch me pop it by myself. But I did get to use my ID for it.
So. And that's what counts. You get to use it. That's what's fun.
And then I got to pour the drinks for everyone from 6 feet away. So.
I was so upset when I turned 21. I like ordered a drink and the lady didn't check my ID. And I was like, oh, come on, like I'm finally 21. And
Dom turned 21 the first time I guess it was really the first time he was using his ID. He was at my house. And we went to this liquor store and we sent him in because like he was going to use his ID for the first time. And the guy's like ringing him up. He's like, oh, like, you don't want to see my ID? He's like, you could literally show me anything and I'd still give it to you. So it doesn't really matter. And Dom was so upset that this guy didn't check because he even asked, he was like, you don't want to see my ID? And he was like, no. That guy would have sold it to you if he handed me a plastic anything. So
that's so funny. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I'm working on your 21st paddle. I just need more pink sparkles, you know. That's a joke. Liv hates pink sparkles. What if the whole thing was just pink sparkling? Pink sparkles. You'd still probably hang it and like.
I would definitely still hang it.
And I would just know on the inside you absolutely hate it, but you would just love it just because it's for me. And that's
literally, I would hang it and love it and make everyone stare at it, even though I would never put pink glitter on anything, and I would still show it off like it was my most prized possession ever.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's why you're the greatest.
I am in the middle. I'm crafting for you actually as well. and I'm just so excited. Like, I don't know when I'll be able to give it to you, but I am just so excited to give it to you.
United soon. It'll be good.
I
Perfect.
really feel like this is gonna have to start to like not end. Like, I don't think it's gonna end, but I think we're gonna hit that like plateau point soon. Hopefully. Of like where there's not like new cases and they're just trying to take care of the cases that are already here.
Yeah, that would be
because nice. I feel like once that happens, like, yes, we're still gonna hear like really sad things, like really awful things that are happening, but at least then there won't be such a panic. Like, it's really weird to go to the grocery store and see people like driving with masks in their own car. Like, it's just so weird.
It's weird to go to the grocery store and see so many like empty shelves and like empty everything, and like that's crazy. I've never been like, I mean, maybe I've been alive and something like that's happened, but I've never been aware of something that's happened like that, and that's what's so crazy.
I don't think that we or anyone that we know has ever lived through something like this, which is why I think it's so weird too for all of us, because there's no one that has any like guidance on it. You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever seen this before. Think about all the people that like are out of school, out of work, things like that. No one has ever seen anything like that.
No.
Not because of like a pandemic. I'm very interested to see what the world is like after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, do you think people are still gonna walk around with masks and gloves?
I wonder if everyone's just gonna become a germaphobe now.
But like, I still feel like I'm not a germaphobe.
I feel like I'm much more cautious of like things I touch and like things like that, but I'm also not like scrubbing my hands every like 10 seconds if I'm like in my house, not leaving.
I think that's the thing is like now I've been in my house so much that like, yes, when I go out to the store, I'm careful. Yeah. Like, I don't have actual rubber gloves. So me and my mom got like dishwashing gloves that we have that we're using when we leave. And my cousin sewed us masks, which is actually pretty cool. They're kind of cool. But when I'm home, I feel like everything that I am like cautious of when I'm outside is just like whatever. Like, I'm in my house, it doesn't matter.
I love it. Oh, well, I think that's it on the time, because I don't know how to. It doesn't say what it is.
I'm so happy that we're still doing the show, though.
I'm happy. The show will go on.
Always. The show must go on.
With coronavirus, online school, being in Oregon and New York, the show
must let the fans down.
Yeah. Oh, we would never let our fans down. This is for you.
All 5 of you.
Our parents and Dom.
I'm going to start sending it to everyone in my contacts just to get the views.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, keep watching, and we'll see you for the next episode of Whose Show Is It Anyway? Maybe we'll have a guest. You don't know, because whose show is it anyway? Well, it's ours.
You'll never know.
Have a good night, everyone.